Hey, what's up, everybody? BDF44 coming at you with another video. All right, so the Lakers lose 129-118 to the Denver Nuggets in Los Angeles at the Crypto.com Arena, also known as the Crow. And what you saw was the Lakers lose a game that, they had an opportunity to win. They had a 9-point lead at one point in that game. Had the lead almost leading up to half. And if you saw my halftime video, you know exactly what happened there. We gave up a 3-point shot foul, missed the 3-point shot, but we gave up the 3-point shot to Will Barton, and he got the 3 free throws, and of course gave them 1-point lead at the half. Anthony Davis was really spectacular out there tonight. He really played well in the minutes that he was given. Obviously, his body wasn't, reacting to that injury the way you wanted to, but all in all, he played big, man. He gave us big points, big rebounds, did some great things defensively. Forced some things here and there. You would like to see us maybe have a couple of possessions back, but he wasn't the problem at all. Russell Westbrook, I'd say the same thing. He was absolutely and utterly efficient. He had a stretch in this game where he had 10 out of 10, and that was the best he had ever done in his career. Kept his turnovers down. I think he had like eight rebounds, 9 assists or something like that, close to a triple-double for both he and Anthony Davis, so they really both played well. But you just love what you saw out of Russell Westbrook tonight. I mean, he just kept getting to the cup. He did have some missed free throws, jump shots here and there, but the majority of his night was about as efficient as you'd ever see him be. And I just felt like his effort was great. Let's see. You want to give credit to the Denver Nuggets, of course. They had, I believe it was 6 players in double figures. Got a guy by the name of Reed, of whom I've never heard of, Devon Reed, but he played really well tonight. He stood out for me. Monte Morris had an interesting night tonight because he was not able to really get the scoring going. I think he was like 2 for 11 or something like that, but was able to get double-digit assists, which I thought was pretty impressive. When you have 2 players on that team who can get double-digit assists at any given moment, that right there can means that it's a lot of points to go around for their role players, which is excellent for them. Aaron Gordon was fantastic tonight, as we know. We talked about in the halftime video. He was really spectacular. And although Jokic had a bad first half with 5 turnovers, as we knew he was going to get it together, and he did. He ended up with 38 points, 18 rebounds, and I think like 6 assists. So, that's the MVP, man. As far as I'm concerned, he's probably going to get his second consecutive MVP this season. And he's leading that team with limited players with limited talent around him, given the injury issues that they've had. And you just see the type of danger that this team can provide any opponent when you consider them getting Jamal Murray back and some of the weapons that they already have out there right now that we've mentioned. JaMychal Green filled in for Jeff Green, who was out with a personal matter, and played pretty solid with the minutes given to him. Boogie Cousins was impactful in this game. Definitely good to see Boogie out there running around being healthy. Monte Morris, as I said, his assist was big. Defensive side of the ball was really big for him as well. Those guys played good D. And you just saw them really take it to the Los Angeles Lakers. You saw them take it to us, but you did see the Lakers take advantage of them as well. We did just the same. Gave it to them in the paint. I think we had like 68 points in the paint, which I thought was really fantastic. And we didn't shoot well from the 3, but we kept our threes down. We shot under 25 threes, which I thought is good for us. So, turnovers, I think we had like 13 to their 12 or something of that nature. So you just live with that. That's not bad for our team. But you look over at the free throw line, and that's kind of where we got knocked off, to be completely honest with you. They shot 79%. But then, if I'm not mistaken, they had shot like maybe 28 of them or something like that and made 20-something of them. And then you look over at us, and we shot 66% or something of that nature, and may have attempted half. So that's where we got beat. And believe it or not, that is exactly where we got beat, at the line. They went to the line a lot and made everything they needed to make. We got to the line a few times and didn't shoot very well at all. Other than that, you look up and down the box score. Our rebounding situation wasn't horrible. We didn't shoot particularly horribly. I think it just came down to not being able to get stops down the stretch. Coach not going to players that could help him. This is a situation where you look at this game tonight and with a minute to go, you saw Carmelo Anthony in the paint trying to guard Jokic. With 1 minute to go in a game that you plan for your life, the worst defender we have, arguably, is on the reigning MVP of the league. I tell you all you need to know. That sums up everything you need to know. Carmelo Anthony played some good basketball tonight offensively, but defensively he's not somebody that can really give you anything out there. I mean, he's had some good moments, and we've pointed him out throughout the season where he's had a good sequence here and there playing defense. But the majority of the time, he's a huge liability, and so is Russell Westbrook. And when you have those two players out there, you're giving up so much, and then you put Avery Bradley out there. He's undersized, slow-footed. You put Malik Monk out there. He's in a slump, 5 turnovers on the night. This is a night where you sit Malik Monk. You look and you say, okay, if a coach has feel, I'll say a guy has feel for the game. You look at Malik Monk and you sit him tonight. This is the night you sit Malik. He's giving you more turnovers than he's giving you production out there. He didn't have it. A lot of the plays that were breaking down defensively was him. He just had a bad night, and it was one of those situations where you look at Austin Reeves and you see 0 minutes, and you just understand that this is how it goes. Wenyen Gabriel came in the game earlier today, had a good 50-50 game today in terms of getting tip balls, rebounds, tips that lead to us getting rebounds. He drove into the paint, got a nice little layup thing, sealing, making Jokic foul him, if I'm not mistaken, or something like that, taking it straight to that team. And then you don't see him in the second half, and it's like, you do understand Wenyen Gabriel is like pretty much what you need out there to help defend this team, just like you needed him against New Orleans to help defend this team. But then you see Coach putting Carmelo Anthony and Russell Westbrook, Avery Bradley, Malik Monk, like just the most non-defensive team you could think of, and he throw AD out there. I guess he's supposed to like mask all their defensive deficiencies. And you look at our defensive players that's sitting on the bench. You got Austin Reeves, as I said, Wenyen Gabriel, Stanley Johnson, Dwight Howard, all our defensive players sitting on the bench. And then you just see us not having any opportunities to get stops or score the ball. And it's just like you watch the lead just disappear. You see yourself have a 2-point lead, then it goes to a 2-point deficit, and it goes to a 5-point deficit, and it goes to 8. And you sit there and you look at Frank Vogel, and his decision is to like bring in a non-defensive player and then sit down someone with size, and you're just sitting there saying, we're going to lose yet another basketball game just because of his choices, as it's been all season. And the media is going to paint the picture that it's all these other problems that have caused the Lakers to be losers night in and night out. But I'm telling you, for those who've watched this game, watch this team every night, we know, those who've been watching it like as closely as I have, we know this team could have won half the games it lost. With the injuries, with the deficiencies, with the useless players, we could have won half the games we lost. But because of stuff like this, where he plays this guy instead of that guy, and that guy would have been better for the matchup, those are the things that cost us games every single night. Every night. I'm telling you, Frank Vogel is about 75% of the problem. It's about 75. Because we do have advantages against these teams. I would like to know how many games that we've lost this season that we've had leads in. That's what I want to know. Because I'm willing to bet we've had a lead in most of the games we've lost. Rarely do the Lakers go a whole game without having a lead. We always have it. Like always. But Frank does something. He'll put in this guy, take that guy out. Put in that guy, put this guy on that guy. And those are the things that end up turning the tide. Every night. So tonight was just yet another loss that you can add to Frank Vogel's collection for the season. And I'm just at a point where I'm just numb. Frustration level for these types of things. I'm not even frustrated anymore. You're just done with them. You understand that it's a bad team and they just do bad stuff all the time, and that's why they are where they're at. And the organization itself is just making more and more poor decisions. You see Anthony Davis out there playing his second straight game with pure soreness, and you still lose. It's another game where we sent him out there to be hurt and not win. Genie. Okay? This is the second game you sent. You only got 4 players, as we talk about every day, making up the majority of your cap. And you got 2 of them out there playing hurt three of them, THT, three of them out there playing hurt. And it's rumored that Russell's playing through injury as well. So one could argue that the Lakers sent all of their assets out to play a useless basketball game while injured. That's what my organization did tonight. Didn't run LeBron James, thank God, but we left it up to him. I'm pretty sure we would have played him if he would decide to play. And then the players that are going to help us net people, the players that can actually help us receive, players that will help us win, players we can actually trade, we don't play. Austin Reeves doesn't get a single minute. Probably one of our most attractive trade pieces. Not that I would want to trade Austin, because I obviously don't. But given the fact that I don't have anything worth having, probably the most valuable thing I have, not named LeBron James, probably is Austin Reeves as of right now. And Malik Monk, of course. So, given the fact that we don't see the fruit in developing him or making sure that he plays meaningful minutes. See, we'll play him all throughout the season in situations where we need him to play. But when it's actually time to develop him, we don't play him. That's the irony of this entire situation. If you're in the NBA, you understand that the end of the season is when you play your guys that are undrafted rookies. This is when you play your G League guys. This is when you give them the most minutes. This is when he gets 35 minutes. He's supposed to be able to get all the shots up right now. What does our backwards mind of a coach do? Not play him at all. Not a minute. Not a single minute, 2 games straight. But Avery Bradley out there getting like 30 minutes a game. Look, I like AB. He hit the big shot in the last game, even though we lost. But I just don't understand why in the hell he's out on that floor. In a situation where we got Monte Morris with fast feet. Will Barton hit like 4 3-point corners, 3-point shots. He hit like 4 of them. How many did he hit? I counted 4. I don't know. I might be tripping. But it seemed like every 3 plays, Will Barton was hitting a corner 3 in that fourth quarter. And I just see Avery Bradley trailing behind him slowly. Maybe he get there, maybe he won't. Stanley Johnson sitting down. Wenyen Gabriel sitting down. Players with the length to contest the 3-point shots. Players who are actually tall enough to guard Will Barton, which is ironic because we'll put Stanley Johnson on Nikola Jokic. We'll put Stanley Johnson on Joel Embiid. But when it's time for him to guard somebody who's actually his size, Will Barton, the player he's pretty much supposed to be put on in this league, that's who we don't put him on. We just have him sitting down when we need him to guard those people. But we'll have him guard people that are twice his size. And then I listen to people like Charles Barkley saying, no, you guys are trying to scapegoat Frank Vogel. You obviously do not watch this team. People like, I don't know who else is sitting up here saying it. There's a lot of them. It's not Frank Vogel's fault. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Night in and night out, it is his fault. Because he will sit this guy and play that guy when it need be to do the opposite. So, thank God this is almost over. We got 5 more games. The Warriors are going to sweep us up tomorrow or whenever. I think it's the 5th. We'll be seeing the Golden State Warriors. No Steph Curry. I'm pretty sure Jordan Poole will make up for that. Klay Thompson to shoot us out the gym. Draymond will be available. It'll be a quick and painless death for us there. Then we go on to play Phoenix after that? That's funny. And then we get a game against the Thunder, whom beat us already twice. They got some youngsters that I'm sure can't wait to run. I know we'll throw a lot of Carmelo at them, throw a whole lot of Avery Bradley to try to offset that, I'm sure. And then we'll have these same Denver Nuggets to end the season, where I'm pretty sure the result will be just like this. So that's what it was, man. Give credit to them Denver Nuggets with 6 players in double figures. Like I said, Aaron Gordon was awesome. You know what I mean? You should give him that credit, man. Mike Malone's one of the best coaches in the league, Even though I never agreed with how he handled Bowl, I still don't understand what the hell that was about. But other than that, I think he's been amazing, really. He's done fantastic work ever since he's been there. So tonight was no exception. He out-coached Frank Vogel, and I don't think that was too difficult to do. So kudos once again to Anthony Davis and Russell Westbrook for playing hard, playing hurt. Giving us what they got, man. I appreciate it as a Laker fan. I wish this were under better circumstances. AD reminded us of how much we appreciate what he can do when he's right, because he did some stuff out there that was really, really helpful. And I thought we would have won the game if he would have had, LeBron out there, but Bron couldn't give it a go tonight. A lot to be said for that. I think some people are thinking LeBron's quitting on the team. I'm of the mindset he should have been sitting. So you ain't gonna hear me arguing about that. But just for the sake of the conversation, I think most people are gonna wonder how bad the injury actually is. I think those of us who are sane enough not to just run with narratives, I think you get to a point where you look at the organization and say, if he's as bad as this looks, why the hell are you running him out there at all? Obviously, we saw the injury, so we know how bad it was. He shouldn't be out there, just like AD shouldn't be out there. But organizations making poor decisions, bad decisions, decisions that hurt the player, decisions that hurt itself. So that's what you see out there. Teams doing short-sighted, useless, bullheaded decision-making. Mortgaging their entire future and putting at risk their entire future by playing their hurt players, of whom eat up the majority of their cap. And they have no picks at all from here to 6 years from now, basically. It's just I do believe that the Los Angeles Lakers are, in fact, in the worst situation of any team in the league right now. There's no situation worse than this one. None of them. When you look at the caps and the assets and how everything is going and where we're at and what we have to offer, no one's doing worse. It's the worst team in the league. It's not even close to. So, with that being said, congratulations to the Denver Nuggets on getting a victory on our home court. And I really don't want to talk about this team anymore, like at all. Not even just this game. I'm cool. But I will come back to you guys and get right back to it in regards to this Warrior game. And if any news comes out, we'll talk about it. But right now, I'm Lakered out. I'm Lakered out. This team is awful. And it seems to be getting worse. And the coach, you just sit there and you just want him to make a better decision, and you just know he's incapable of it. You just know. You're just sitting there saying, okay, just put him in. He ain't going to do it. You see a guy get rebound over. You think he's going to point over at the center or something. Nope, he's just sitting there crossing his arms. You know what I'm saying? Look at a guy blow a defensive assignment 3 plays in a row. You think he sit him? No. He going to make a substitution. Yeah, he going to get somebody else out, though. The guy who probably hit a shot last, he going to get him out the game. Put in somebody who's ice cold. Overlook somebody who should probably be in the game for matchup purposes. Like, literally look over him. Is that Austin Reeves? Yeah, just get out the way, Austin. Avery, get over here. Avery Booker, yeah, get in the game. Avery Jordan, because that's what he sees when he plays Avery Bradley. You understand? Now, mind you, Dwight Howard had 7 points, I think 8 rebounds. Didn't hardly see him out there when you needed him most. Didn't hardly see him. To assist Anthony Davis, which would have given us given us a size advantage. You know what I mean? You could have put him out there. You could have Wenyen Gabriel out there, and then 2 shooters. Malik Monk, if you want to do that, and then put DJ Augustin or something like that. You could have had a lineup like that would have given you a balance of enough shooting and enough defensive length, enough rebounding prowess, enough foot speed on the floor. You could have had all kinds of stuff going on right for yourself. But nope, not him. Bring me Carmelo Anthony, put him at the 5, and keep Avery Bradley out there for the entire 4th. And make sure you have Russell Westbrook out there for good measure, just in case we aren't bad enough defensively. Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it's been all season long, stuff like that. So, I'll leave you with that. Hopefully, Jeannie does us a favor and fires this guy tonight, but we know she doesn't love us enough to do that, unfortunately. So we will endure. We're almost there, though. God, Laker Nation, we're almost there. So horrible of a season. My name is BDF44. I thank you all for watching, and I'm out.